All right, we are on to tonight's pitching company. qChange tops the leader experience category in creating, delivering, and measuring behavioral nudges in real time. Their Behavior360 platform accelerates high potential leaders' growth by providing personalized nudges and other assessments, both quantitative and qualitative, using Microsoft Teams and Slack, ensuring maximum impact and minimal interference. I'm going to need to hear a lot more about this. So CEO, co-founder, and Ph.D. James Kelley. Incidentally, that's my grandpa's name. Where are you, James? Come on up here. Spelled the same way and everything. I have to say, I never saw my grandpa wear bright red pants, though, so one up on my grandpa, and he was a good man. So take it away.
Thank you very much. First of all, if you have sunglasses, be careful of the glare off my head, because these lights are brutal. As he indicated, I am Dr. James Kelley. I am the co-founder and CEO of qChange. We are a leader experience company. And my co-founder, Rob Buckingham, Rob is a 19-year Intel veteran. He led several internal projects like creation of the CRM, their e-commerce platform, and Rob is a product guru. Myself, I'm a Ph.D. In consumer psychology, and I got that at the University of Western Australia. So I love Aussies. Sorry, Kiwis, if you're in the audience. And so from that, I also am the author of The Crucible's Gift, 5 Lessons from Authentic Leaders That Thrive in Adversity. And what that is it's a book of where I interviewed 120 leaders from Fortune 2 to entrepreneurs and everything in between about their personal leadership journey. And so qChange was really founded in July 2019, but the whole concept really started when I was 24 years old, or 1999, when I had my first annual review, and it sucked, and it was awful. And the story of this is that ever since that time, for many of us, we can relate to the exact same story. The annual review, the 360 review, the why didn't you tell me that before? Or, boy, I got that great review, I'm gonna throw it in that desk. Leadership development is fundamentally broken. There was a survey done that was published in Training Magazine, and they found talking to CEOs that they perceive 90 cents of every dollar wasted on leadership development. Leadership development is a $3.4 billion industry. So what that says is $3 billion is completely wasted. Think about that, $3 billion. And yet organizations spend hundreds of thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars on something that doesn't work. Fundamentally, leadership development is a lag indicator, your annual review. Leadership development is passive in its delivery system in the classroom. You forget it a week later. Leadership development is reactive in behavioral interventions. You only find out at the end of the year where you've screwed up. We fundamentally flip that on its head. Through our proprietary software, the Behavior360 platform that we've created, we make it a lead indicator, we make it active in delivery, and we make it proactive in behavioral intervention. That's incredibly powerful, and we do it, and we believe at 50% of the cost of the traditional leadership development model. That is incredibly powerful. But you're probably asking, well, how do you do that? Is it magic? Is it a wand? No. What we do, I want you to imagine, I'm going to introduce you to Tony. Tony is a female, high potential, in a fast-moving consumable goods company. And Tony's using our Behavior360 platform. So the next time Tony goes to a meeting using Microsoft Teams, Tony will get nudged on her phone. Now that nudge might be working on specifically communication, being succinct and direct. So she walks in, she gets a nudge, and it says, Tony, work on being succinct and direct. Now because we have an API for the calendar, because we're using Microsoft Teams, at the end of the meeting, Tony gets sent another nudge. Tony, how do you perceive that you did at being succinct and direct? Tony gives herself a 4 out of 5. But here's where it gets cool. You said cool over here, but it gets cooler, right? At the same time, Tony's team members get a nudge that says, how did Tony do being succinct and direct? They give Tony a 2 out of 5. And in real time, Tony gets an aggregate anonymous score in Microsoft Teams. And because there is a significant gap between the leader-team perception, Tony then gets a nano-learning moment or opportunity to close that gap. Now, Tony's pretty devastated. She thought for sure she did better than that. So Tony gets the opportunity to ask for written feedback in real time from her team to close that gap. That makes our solution a lead indicator that's proactive in content delivery and, active in content delivery and proactive in behavioral intervention. That is fundamentally different. But if you think about the market, it's not me saying it's broke, right? We have the CEOs, but the market is actually quite large. See, we're focused on Fortune 10,000 companies and high potential leaders. And these high potential leaders are about 4 million, but we even go a little bit narrower than that. We focus on high potential leaders that work with Microsoft Teams. That's 2.4 million leaders, or $500 million size market. And that's our beachhead. After that, sky's the limit. Now, one of the questions we often get is, who's your competition? So we've got Humu, we've got Aspire, we've got Reflective, and we've got some others as well on top of that. But all of them, every single one of them, either nudge before or give feedback after. But nobody has the value proposition to measure pre and post behavior, specific behavior. Think about how you grow and accelerate if you're a high potential. So where are we today? Right now at the moment we are self-funded at $250,000. My bank account's a lot lighter. And we're in alpha phase. And literally yesterday, you couldn't have scripted better yesterday, to be honest with you, we got written confirmation for 2 betas starting in April. One beta is at a top 5 global leadership development company. They end up instantly becoming our channel partner. That's awesome. But none of this happens, none of this, without an amazing team. So I've already introduced you to Rob, over there. Hi, Rob. Okay. Yeah. And so besides Rob, we have Dave Edwards. Dave Edwards is located here in Bend. Dave is our CFO. Dave is also the co-founder of Xfoundry, serial entrepreneur, comes from Wall Street and Apple. Our Chief AI Ethics Officer is Helen Edwards. Helen comes from the utilities. Helen's back there waving. Hi, guys. They're here supporting morally. There was another one over here, by the way. Yeah. Helen is our Ethics AI Officer. Helen's background is innovation and strategy for utilities company, as well as also finance. And what's cool about what Helen is helping us with, and not only is she helping us write an AI ethics policy, but we're creating a Hippocratic oath for everybody who's touching data inside our organization. That is groundbreaking and forward-thinking. Our CTO is Alex Shabalowski. Alex is our tech partner out of Poland. He's 20 years CEO of a company called Mbeek. And literally before the meeting today, I got confirmation from Dr. John Howes, who's in the audience somewhere back here, who said he's going to come on board. John is 20 years in leadership and development and training, an IO psychologist, and he's worked at a few companies you may have heard of, Nike, Sprint, IBM. We're building a pretty amazing team. So what am I asking for today? Oh, where are we at today? We're also raising our first round, by the way, in 7 months. We're killing it. Okay, but what am I asking for? We're looking for more beta partners. And to be a beta partner, you need to be a leader of a team of 5 or more. It's only $500. That's it for 6-month commitment. So into that, I want to say thank you to EDCO, Rob, and the rest of my team, and for all of you listening to this pitch. Have a great night, everybody.
Cool. Such a cool idea. I love it. So have you had a chance to try any of it out with anybody, or receive any feedback from people who've actually experienced it?
Yeah, so we're in alpha phase right now, and so as part of that alpha phase, we actually just did a live demo. Oh, and I meant to mention that, by the way. If anyone's interested, we're actually doing a demo tomorrow morning at 8:30. So find Rob and I. We'll add you to the list, and you'll actually see how it works first thing tomorrow morning. But yeah, so we've seen it work. It's an alpha phase. So the concept is there. Nudge, measure, qualitative feedback, it's all there in real time.
So cool. It's so cool. Okay, any questions from the audience? I would imagine we have quite a few. Or not. Oh, yeah. AI ethics. What is AI ethics?
Well, I mean, essentially, when you think about the complexity of AI in itself, right? There is so much doing harm right now in the world of AI, getting you to do things you don't want to do, getting you to act the way you don't want to act. But more importantly, it's as an individual using AI, how can we use it in a way that is not doing harm? Not to take a page out of Google, I guess, but to not do harm, right? So it's setting the boundaries of what we won't do when we get into certain instance or circumstances to set the path moving forward.
It sounds like you're really looking to make an impact on the entire industry. Is that, am I picking up on that?
Yeah, I mean, the use case for our product, because we don't own any content, right? So one use case is go into an organization, help them with their mission, vision, values, take those, make them live, and nudge them in real time. So you have to think about that we're a content aggregator allowing you to nudge these behaviors or desires, not desires sounds a bit pervy, but to nudge these behaviors in real time, which is really impactful because when you think about the human nature and behavior, you know, we often do something, and in traditional leadership, we don't get reprimanded or changed or reactive in terms of our corrected behavior till 6, 7, 8, 12 months later. We've already done the wrong thing again and again and again and again and again. So it really speeds the process up.
That's so cool. Yes, Talina. Is there an assessment to define the nudges that you're giving?
Great question. So the short answer is because we partner with leadership and development companies or a company that wants to work on mission, vision, values, what we do that's incredibly unique is that when individuals are onboarded, we use this concept called neuro-linguistic programming. For those who may or may not know about it, NLP is really a way to determine communication strategies for an individual, how we communicate. We're all a bit different. So as a leader comes on the onboarding process, we put them into a communication bucket. And in that bucket, through the AI, we're nudging them the appropriate language that will have the highest level of efficacy for them in that moment. And on the back end, when those are giving feedback, we give them cues to also give feedback in a way that speaks the same language, essentially, as the leader. But from an assessment standpoint, we don't want to get into the assessment game. We want to be in the leader experience game. And it's a different game. There are many people that do that. We can take that content and make it real, but we don't want to get into that vertical. It's just too messy, so to speak. Not to poo-poo on it.
There's enough of that outside right now, my friend. Any other questions? Any other questions? Yes, in the back. Who generates the nudges in order to keep them concise?
So we have today and we have the future. Which one would you like? Both. So today, with one of our advisors who's a Ph.D. from Yale, behavioral scientist, him and I both, since we're both similar space, like consumer psychology, we're writing the initial nudges. In the future, because of the technology that's out there, we'll be able to actually assess the proper language and match it with the proper nudge and automate the whole process.
Any other questions? Yes. Where did you get your orange pants?
I think this is, yeah, first of all, that's an insult to red. So, hey, tomatoes, tomatoes. All right. And secondly, they're Lululemon.
So are mine, and they're vermilion. Okay, any other questions for James Kelley? Not my grandpa.
Not my grandpa.
Not my grandpa. This is just awesome what you're doing, and I look forward to another update. So thanks for being here, James.
Thank you guys, everyone.